computer. Okay. So we were recording. So she's always worked in a very high level marketing job and had made great income. And she loved the coaching side. She loves helping people. And that's something that she was missing out on her last job. So we really started talking about the coaching opportunity, and I just kind of put it in her lap and didn't push her, we went through one challenge group together, and then her very next challenge group, she said, all right, I'm ready to run my own. Like, I want to host my own challenge group. And I almost was like, no, stay with me. And, but it's like that mama mentality of like, you want them to stay, but she wanted to run. So she's ran, and she's done amazing. Like, she's done amazing things in her business. She's hit Success Club 15, 16, 17, 18. Like, she just keeps rocking and rolling, and she's just so dedicated and consistent with her business. And you can tell just the way that she pours into her challenge groups that they really trust her as their friend and mentor. And so I felt like she had a lot to contribute to a team call, because I learned just as much from you all as hopefully you learned something from Jody and I. And so I just wanted to give her the chance to share kind of where she was at, where she's at right now, and kind of where she's going, and how she has built her business over the last 3 months. I mean, consistently, she's really only been coaching for 3 months, and she's done an incredible job. She was on Brittany Leggett's leaderboard, like top of her leaderboard this month. She's been on the leaderboard many, many times. She's not hit or missed Success Club. And so, Liz, I'm going to go ahead and unmute you and give you the microphone. And if you want to just kind of take it from here and we're ready to learn.
All right. I think one of the things that I've learned throughout many years of being in marketing and have tried to, apply the same, goals and strategies to this business. You want to always make sure, I think most of us are reading the 12-week year. It's a great book. It's kind of the fundamentals of a lot of, more professional strategic planning. So if you're not reading it, read it. Make those goals, make, a goal that you're going to meet, and then also make an exceed goal. So then you can push yourself. So you don't get, distracted or, kind of down if you don't get your goal. So make one that you're going to hit, and then make one just a little bit further. Like 2 that I had for January and February, I did for 2 months, was I want to hit Success Club 10. I'm at Success Club 9 right now, and I wanted to hit 500 personal volume for a week, because I want to be on top of Brittany Leggett's leaderboard, and I made it this week, and I'm so freaking proud of myself. I just, astounded, but just make sure you're making goals, because if you're not making goals, you're not moving forward. And that's like the biggest thing that I can, say in this business is keep your eye on the prize. Some of the 4 things that I want to go over today are how to build relationships, creating a community of trust, being the ultimate cheerleader, and then running successful challenge groups. These are things that I've really kind of honed in my strengths. Those are all strengths that I've had throughout my career, and kind of pulling those into this business. So starting with how to build relationships, because if you're not going to build a relationship, you're not going to be successful in this business. You want to make sure that you are building your team like you're building a relationship. So when you start having a romantic relationship or a friendship or, your family relationship, you want to make sure you're always staying in contact with these people. You're not only building a relationship from a health coach, but if they have kids, ask them about their kids, call them, text them, be in their life, not just as their Beachbody coach. Because if you're just their Beachbody coach, when that's something that they can leave and go find another coach. But if you're their friend and you're their accountability partner, that's a huge thing that someone's not going to leave you, and they're going to want to keep going because they're going to see those results. The other thing that you want to do is just, be there for your team. Don't, I know we all get busy. Believe me, we all get busy. But, everyone has bad days. Everyone has good days. But you recruited these people. So you have to be there for them, right? Like if somebody recruits you to do something and then they fall off the map, does it make you want to do anything anymore? No. So just make sure that you're blocking out that time to, sometimes I think my priority level is taking care of those that I already have first. And then when you have time, then go invite other people. But if you can't deal with the people that you already have and you're not keeping them motivated and satisfied and they're not hitting results, then take a step back and deal with those people first. Because you don't want to grow faster than what you can handle. Because then when you grow faster than what you can handle, then you get really stressed out and you're just not creating that community that you want to create. So make sure you're not growing too fast. Grow, get uncomfortable and invite, but don't go faster than what you feel like you can do in your schedule. I think making sure that you're, again, supporting the people that are on your team. When you know someone's having a bad day, reach out to them. Hey, how you doing? Send them a quick little, text that has a quote. You don't have to go into a whole litany of, how's it going? Can I help you? Can I do it? Just let them know that you're thinking about them. That's it. We all have bad days. How many days do you just get a quick text out of the blue from somebody that says, hey, I've been thinking about you. I hope you're having a good day. And it makes your day a little bit better, right? Yeah. Can't see any. I can see y'all, but I can't hear you, and it's weird. Okay. So a little bit more on creating the community of trust. I know we're in the business of selling products and selling the programs, but you want to come off as not selling, but you want to share and talk about. So things that I've seen, I've talked to Jess about this with other, not just Beachbody, but, people that are selling skincare, or they're selling different kinds of clothing, or they're selling, we're all selling something in network marketing. But, sometimes you read them and you're like, oh my gosh, it's like an infomercial. And then you look at someone that's selling kind of the same product and you're like, whoa. Like it makes you stop and think and say, okay, they're talking about how this product or this program is really changing their lives, and you're seeing a progress or a result. So make sure when you're, talking about stuff to people or sharing it on Facebook, that you're really coming across as, hey, I'm just sharing my, experience or my results, my progress, or a challenger that I have that maybe, relates to a person that you're talking about. You don't try to go straight to, selling them. Hey, do the all access. Here's $200. Just try figuring out what they want first. And Jessica's, her whole script that she's got in the training it's unbelievable. And it's something that, if you haven't looked at it in a while, make sure you go back and look at it, because it really shows you, instead of going straight to selling, that you're saying, what are your goals? What have you done in the past? What doesn't work? What have you not liked about exercising or eating correctly? Because that's stuff that you should be writing down. Because like my thing was nutrition, and I have people that are nutrition, or I don't have the time. So when I see them in my challenge groups posting, hey, I did it, I fitted in at 10 p.m. I'm like, whoa, because that's their speed bump. Make sure you know everyone's speed bump on your team, because that's the stuff that you really need to be the cheerleader for. You have to be the ultimate cheerleader, because everybody needs that verbal recognition of you're doing good, because they might not have an accountability partner that they see every single day, physically see. So you have to be that accountability partner for them. You have to make sure that you are actively and verbally liking and commenting on everything that they're doing in a challenge group, in their Facebook, when you see them in person, when you're talking to them on the phone. These all go together, but it's different phases in the same group of a strategy of trying to build your family. And you want to make sure that you're not selling your family, you're building your family, and you're creating that community. And the other, like what Jessica said, you never know who's going to be your next, rising star coach. It could be someone like me that was on again, off again, way out in left field at one point, and then comes back and, something changes in your life. And so you never know. If you keep that relationship strong, you never know who's going to come back to you a year later and want to hit the ground running. So make sure that you're building those relationships and keeping them. I've had somebody that took a month off already, and I thought she was gone for good, but I kept up with her on Facebook. I kept texting her and just saying, hey, I hope everything's going well. The reason she quit was time. And I was like, I'm here for you if you ever need anything. And then all of a sudden I look on my back office and she's ordered another Shakeology. And I said, hey, I just want to make sure, if you did you not realize if your home direct was on, because you want to be truthful with people and say, did you still want to do this or not? Oh yeah, I decided I really need to do this because this last month has been horrible and I feel awful. And the month before when I was doing my challenge group, yeah, I was really out of time, but now I feel I don't have energy. I'm not sleeping, and they're seeing all this notes from being on Shakeology for a whole month. So still keep up with those people. And give them the recognition as they're going through this. Cause if y'all remember when you're, beginning your own, first challenge group or the first time you started Beachbody, like that recognition from your coach or your fellow team members or fellow challengers, really kept you going. And so you want to make sure that you're getting that same environment for your team, which brings us into the challenge group piece of it. This is where my strengths are, running challenge group, coaching, mentoring. That's always been, my strength in business. I was in charge of all the interns and a lot of development of our team when I was with the healthcare system, and also did process improvement coach. I was a master coach for that. So it's just something that I really, really love. So find what you really love about coaching and exploit it. I am not good at Facebook videos at all. I have tried. I will never do live because I'm not good at it. I'm good at the things, that are really into the actively coaching somebody to learn the business or to learn what makes them feel better or do better or sleep better or have more energy. So know what your strengths are, but also develop your weaknesses. But don't get to the point where you're like, if I went on live, I would be like, blah, 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 and everyone would be like, what the hell is she talking about? Because I don't like videos. Like right now, I love you guys and you're my, close little family, so I can do this. But I can't do what Jess and Jody do and Brittany and Tanya. I can't do all that. And I give y'all main props for all the live videos and the videos that y'all do. That's awesome. But stick to what you love to do. If you're not doing what you love to do about this business, you're not going to show anybody else. And know that about you. The other things about Facebook and posting, like I know a lot of us do really good job on it, but I've seen other people, mix it up, do fitness tips, do, nutrition, talk about motivation, not only in your Facebook pages, but in your challenge group pages or your challenge group posts. Like this time, I make sure that I change at least 75% of the posts in every challenge group. Because you have people that stay in your challenge group, and if they keep seeing the same thing over and over again, they're not going to get anything new out of it. So make sure you're changing your posts. If you like that subject, change the content around a little bit, change the picture. You have to keep it fresh or someone's going to be like, oh, we've already, she's just redoing the same thing. Another thing about the challenge group is, I know that we all are, most of us probably, if you run your own challenge group, you're preloading all the posts in. Make sure you're commenting on your own posts. If you're asking your challengers to do an action item like score your day Or how are you doing on your Shakeology? Or what do you feel different about Shakeology? If you're not answering that, you're not leading by example, right? I mean, you're putting all this together, but they're not seeing you do it. So make sure they're actively seeing you do the workouts, drink your Shakeology, post what you're eating. You should be posting way more than every single other challenger in that group. I mean, seriously, my challengers probably see everything that I eat every day. Because you have to, just like you have to be the product. And if you're going to be the product from a Beachbody standpoint, you also have to be the product from a challenge standpoint. If you're not doing the challenge along with them, then what's the point of them doing it? I know there's a lot of us that are mixing markets. You know, you have similar friends. So you have to find something that differentiates you. My thing that I differentiated myself from, that I found, was because nutrition was my hardest part when I started this, because I like to eat. I like to eat sweets. I love chocolate. Nutella is the devil. It's so good though. And I have a hard time with the nutrition piece, and I will probably always have a hard time with the nutrition piece. So one thing that I was hearing a lot of my customers and challengers were meal planning and nutrition. That's the same thing. And so I was like, I can do this. I can, you know, teach what I've learned for myself. And so I put together a full 30-day meal plan with a grocery list, with the schedule, with the recipes, with pictures, because I tested them all out. And that's something that I can, you know, pay it forward. And I have about 10 out of 16 challengers that are following the meal plan, like to a T. And we're all eating the same thing on the same day. And it's crazy. So I, you know, find something that differentiates you, but make sure that you can stick with it. Because now I've opened the can of worms. I have to have a meal plan for every single challenge group now. So make sure when you do that, that you're able to sustain it. Let's see. Oh, one big thing that I have a close friend that's in my challenge group. She and I worked at the same place, and she's done challenge groups with other Beachbody coaches before, and she did my last two. And this one, I've changed it up a lot in the beginning and really tried to show people that this is, you're making a promise to yourself and the challengers along with it. So you need to be actively involved in posting on other people and, you know, and cheering them on as well, and kind of be team motivating. And so I offered 3 prizes. I have a thing of Energize. I have a thing of Activite, the multivitamin, and then the containers. And so I said the top 3 people at this challenge group, whoever's the most active, the top 3 most active people will get their choice of one of these 3 prizes. This is, I can't take credit for this. I'm sure a lot of other people do this, but I'm in a success pod, and one of my other success partners, she did this a while back because her coach recommended it and has had amazing results. And I've got 16 people posting every single day, checking in, putting their Shakeology, putting their workouts in, you know, and they're commenting on my daily posts. I have 16. That's crazy, y'all, to me. I mean, that's 90% of the challengers that I have in that one group. So, and making sure that you're commenting and liking on every single one of them. You have to be a product of the product. If you're not liking, don't just like it. Don't hit like. That's too easy. You have to hit reply, and you have to say, good job. I can't, you know, keep going. You have to be that cheerleader. So it's just these are all melded. These 4 things are very melded together, and they're not hard. It's stuff that you do every day with your friends and family, but you've got to put that same effort to your challengers because you're recruiting them. and they're at their wits' end with something, with nutrition, with the way they feel, not sleeping, not energy, the way their body looks. They're at their wits' end, and if they don't feel supported, they're going to think Beachbody doesn't work. And they're not going to want to do it anymore. So you have to make sure that you're there for them. And it's simple. You just support them. And it does take time out of your day to sit and post on, reply on every single one, but you just have to do it. That's what you have to do. It's what you signed up for, to be a coach. Drop the mic. I'm done.
Oh, drop the mic. Oh, I've got like 2 pages of notes. Great job. It's our first call, and you did a video, and you did great. So, yay. Good job, Lindsay.
Thanks. I know I ramble a lot. Sorry, guys.
No, I think you did great. You did great on time. What I took away from that is, number 1, our job is to get people results. That's what we do. If you're not getting people results, I don't really know what we're doing. 2, you gotta be realistic, but don't ever overload yourself, but push yourself to do more than you think you can. Make deposits and engage. You share, you don't sell. Find their speed bumps. That was an eye-opener. I love that. Find what is keeping them back, which I think is they're not going to get results if you don't know what that is.
You should be asking that at the beginning.
Yeah.
If you're following the script that Jess and Jody put together, that should be one of the first questions that you have, and that should be something that wherever you've got your customers' names written down, it should be right next to it.
Yes. And even when they're in the challenge group, I find that when it comes to results day, and I have one right now, it's like, I'm not eating and I'm working out and I'm not seeing results. Well, there's something going on there. Let's talk about it. And that's when you kind of move it over to private message. But you got to find out what the hang up is. So find your speed bump. Love that. Follow up. Find what you love. Find your strengths. Develop your weaknesses. Love that too. Like, hey, I'm not going to do live because I hate live, but I'm really good at X, Y, and Z. Like, do that stuff. Who cares what you're not good at? No one knows what you're not good at. But if you can develop what you are really good at, you're going to be an awesome coach. Find what you love, kind of mix some of that, mix it up, keep it fresh, engage, do what you ask. Actually listen to the National Wake Up Calls for January today. And if y'all didn't listen to Bonnie Ingalls' National Wake Up Call, that was actually on that topic. And she has a great storyline. So if you haven't listened to National Wake Up Calls, you can get it on your phone and your podcast. And then so I do it when I'm cleaning and stuff. So, but that was all about, like, you can't ever exceed or excel in this business if you're not doing what you're asking people to do, because you're not being a leader at that point. You're just being an instructor, and no one listens to an instructor. They listen to a leader. Be different, add value. I think that's really cool. When you get stagnant, you have to start adding value in a different way, and you got to ask yourself, like, what can I offer that this person can offer? And then you come up with something because you have something extra special to offer. And a lot of times it's your story. And so Liz's story was her nutrition. And so she started to incorporate that into what she was offering, which was really cool. Offer incentives. I am not a gift person. So, but I think a lot of people are, and they're driven by incentives and gifts and things like that. So I think that's a really great way. Somebody asked about this, I think it was Danielle Buffy, about the 5 love languages. I think it's a really cool idea to kind of assess. If you haven't read that book, I think everyone in this call right now
really good.
If not just for coaching, for your life, for your kids, for your husband, for whoever, you need to learn how people feel loved, and not in a mushy-gushy romantic way. And like, how does your husband or how's your kids feel loved? Is it through gifts? Is it through acts of service? And as a coach, that's what you kind of narrow that down to. And if you've got a lot of people that are incentivized by gifts, rack that challenge group up with gifts. If it's, for me, it's words of recognition. Like, I'm a words, so you're going to need to, give that person a lot of recognition or, words of encouragement. So anyway, that's a tangent, but read that book. And be there and support and reply. And I think that's good. That's something Jody and I hit on all the time, is that when you're in the challenge groups, you have to engage and you have to like comment on their stuff. And it does get overwhelming, especially if you got a lot of people. But if you're not engaged, at least engage with your people, right? Because you don't have 100 people in the group. So just make sure your people you're 20 or 10 or 5 or 2, that they're getting some type of feedback from you every day. I know it's super, like when we post it on Facebook, we want people to reply, right? So if you give back what you want, and if you want to feel loved and accepted, it's exactly what your challengers feel like. And so sometimes to me, like I'll go back to the way that I felt when I was a new challenger or a new coach, and I'm like, well, that's what I need to be giving to other people. So we don't need to get away from that. So that's all I have. Joe, do you have any comments? You're on mute.
No, I had great takeaways too, a whole list of notes. I loved her thing about, setting goals and then exceeding them. I actually listened to a podcast today with Shalene Johnson, and she kind of does a similar thing. She sets 10 goals, but then she has a push goal, which is similar. It's kind of, she rates all of her goals based off of time, money, or I can't remember the other one. But anyway, then she comes up with one final goal to work on, and I loved that idea. I also loved that she said don't grow too fast. We all have, some of you on this call, some of you are here from our sneak peek and you're not even a coach yet, but you can see from just being on the call that coaches come from all ages, all walks, all backgrounds. But the cool thing is that you can work coaching in however it works for you. We all have a similar characteristic, and that's that we want to help people, and that we're focusing on our own journey. But I love that she said don't grow too fast. If you want to take it 100% and you've got time to do that, great. But if you don't, don't. And speed bumps, I wrote that one down. And I loved how she said build your family, don't sell your family. Everybody comes into this saying, I can't sell. And I literally shout from the rooftops, praise when they say that, because I don't want people that are used to even being in sales, because I think that's a completely wrong business for us. I think if you come off selling and you have that selling background, I think that it almost hurts you because we're just sharing our journeys and sharing what's worked for us and what hasn't. And that's what people connect to. So definitely a great call. Liz is just one of those coaches that when she decided she wanted it, she went for it. And she hasn't slowed down. She hasn't stopped. We're definitely, grateful to have her on our team. I learn from her every day. But Liz, I did have one question for you. So are you running your groups through the app or just through Facebook?
No, the app, 100%.
So when you reply to them, you just reply all the way at the bottom of the thread?
What do you mean?
How in Facebook you can respond to just one comment, but in the app it's just goes to the bottom?
You mean if you reply
Oh, am I frozen?
No, I can hear you. I'm looking on an actual
Yeah.
So you mean with somebody, where is it? If somebody, you mean if they reply like that?
Oh, okay. So on their post, okay. I just didn't know if you meant on the daily, say the daily
Topic
or whatever, where everybody's comments are there.
Mm-hmm.
So do you respond to every comment?
Yeah. So when somebody, say Sally Smith, replies to my daily comment, is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Okay. There's a reply button in her response. That's the reply you hit.
Right.
And then it puts at Sally Smith. And then
right.
It'll direct it.
But then it just goes to the bottom, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
But it alerts her that you responded to her because it says her, it's tagging her in your response.
Yeah. Okay.
I
knew it did that. I just hate one thing I hate about the app. I hate how it doesn't go to that one comment,
Yeah. One thing I've tried to do is I set an alarm on my phone every 2 hours. And so every 2 hours I go into the tracker and I see what has been, uploaded. I've got the alerts on too. That, your day gets away from you and all of a sudden you're like, it's 2:00 and I haven't, gone on Facebook or done whatever because you're just living your life. So
right.
I put, during challenge groups, I have an alarm that goes off every 2 hours to make sure that I am focused on the people that I have in my challenge group first and foremost. And then Facebook comes second.
So do you have a particular document or something that you use to keep all their where you'd mentioned having their speed bump beside it? What do you use for that?
I'm old school. I've got a notebook. And I have everyone's name written down, and I have like on one page, I have like all their names and like what Shakeology and what program they're doing. And then on the other page, I have kind of what their speed bumps are, what their goals were and stuff like that for each. I have like a master one, and then each challenge group, I make a challenge group page and I kind of say, okay, this is the stuff they want to work on. And so I make sure that you're always hitting that point over and over and over again. Like if their thing is time for workouts, every time they post a workout, you're saying, you know, oh my gosh, it's awesome. Way to go. You made time. You push play. Like you're tailoring your cheerleading response, your motivation response to the thing that is the most difficult for them. Because the more you do that, the more they realize I can get over this speed bump. I can get over this hurdle.
Awesome. Love that.
That is cool. Yeah, that's like, yeah, she knows her challengers. She knows what they want, and it's having that relationship. Does anyone have a question for Liz? I mean, like I said, she's been hitting some crazy Success Club numbers, and she's been coaching now for about 4 months. Do y'all have any questions or like anything you're struggling with that you want her to answer? You can drop it in the chat box if you're not a big want to speak in public, and I'll ask it for you. But I just want to give you a chance to, like, again, we all learn from each other. So if you don't want to ask on here, you can pipe in on the team page and ask her or message her. I know she'd be glad to help out in any way that she can. So
Jack's iPhone said, how long do you run them for? I do 21 days to a whole month, so 3 to 4 weeks. For challenge groups, I'm guessing that was that question.
Awesome.
I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
So in your, like in the app, are you doing like a morning and an evening post? How are you posting?
I post every morning at 6 a.m. And so like the pre-season kind of thing, I explain like, here's the schedule. Like here, you know, you'll have 3 days of 3 or 4 days, however you decide, a preseason, and then the challenge actually starts. And then I go down saying, you know, I'll be posting every morning, so you have the full day to get in, you know, to respond to this. You don't have to do it that morning. And if you feel like you didn't get that morning, you've got the rest of the day. And so really spell it out exactly what you want people to do, because people don't know, you know, especially with this new app, like, they've never done it before. They don't understand, like, okay, I have to push the plus sign to add in a Shakeology. Like, I have it that, like, spelled out for them. And it's a whole daily post about how to use the app in the preseason. Like the second or third one that I do.
Awesome. Thanks.
Anyone else? That's a good question. Yeah, I think I like the app this time more than ever before. Like, I'm starting to get used to it. I'm one of those, once I have a rhythm, like, it's hard to break that. But, you know, the health bet definitely helps, I think, with engagement. People love incentives. They love that payout at the end. So I think that's helping too. Right now, Liz is at 9 Success Club points. Dan's at 5. Shelly Shine is at 5. Brittany Hines is 4. Nicole Keene, 3. Jody, 3. Kevin Schroeder is at 3. We got Robin Limpella at 3. Kay Knott at 3. Jacob, 2. Angelina Gordon, 2. Tamara Beach, 2. And Corey Jensen, 1. So we got people hitting Success Club. Yay!
Yay, everybody.
And if you're a new coach on here, we talk about Success Club so much because it just, like, that's the cornerstones of your business. You're hitting Success Club. So I loved how she said, like, if your goal is 5, that's fine, but do a push goal for 10. You know what I mean? Like, that should be, like, if you want to really grow a business, Success Club should be an absolute non-negotiable every single month, like, without a doubt, a minimum Success Club 5. So anybody else one last time? Anybody got anything? Okay, so now we're going to sing Allie happy birthday. So, ready, set, happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you.
You have people on mute. You have people on mute.
Oh, it's me singing.
Happy
I mute everybody.
Okay, now we're ready.
right, ready to go.
Happy
birthday
to you.
Happy
birthday
to you.
Happy
Happy
birthday
birthday,
to you.
Allie.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you.
Thank you.
Yay. Happy birthday. It's like, I'm never coming back now. All right, so next week we have some other cool things in store. So thank you so much for working your business and helping other people. I mean, it's really about you and the people that you're serving, and we're just here to help in any way that we can. So if you have any questions as the week goes on, certainly never feel free to reach out and ask one of us. But I hope everybody has a great, great weekend, and we'll see you all here next Thursday.
Bye.
Hey, y'all.